Hey, popular people, it is Mark and
do you
Carlo.
remember that bit we used to do where you would try to do an intro and then I would jump in and...
Carlo, we have not done anything for so many years. No, not only will no one remember that bit, but this is not how it should have started. Oh,
anyway,
God
go
damn
ahead.
it.
Go ahead.
Hey, you remember that bit? This is
Remember
the
that
whole
bit from 11
purpose
years
of this
ago?
podcast. This podcast should just be called the Remember That Bit podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Member Berries, the podcast.
Yep, that's
hey,
exactly
you guys
what this
remember?
is. Remember that one random YouTube series?
Hey guys, welcome to the first and most likely last episode of the MPGIS podcast.
Yeah.
I am Mark, and this is Carlo, creators of Most Popular Girls in School, and seeing as how we did Most Popular Girls in School so long ago, we thought we'd also jump into another dead art form, podcasting.
That's a good call. That's a good call. Yeah, Mark and I have been talking about the series, and we've been seeing a lot of energy bubbling up for it, like on social media and stuff. And this was a very particular time in our lives where we had a lot of fun, worked really hard, burnt ourselves out over and over again, and we figured, why not look back at it?
And to be clear, what is the MPGS podcast? It is not an announcement of the new season of Most Popular Girls in School. So let's just get that out of the way. That's not what we're announcing right now. We know that people still love MPGS. They'd like to see more of it. We'd love to see more of it. But that's not what this is. Trust me, if we could bring it back instantly, we would.
Yeah, I think every time somebody hits us up and is like, "When's season 6? When are you guys doing more? When are you guys doing more?" The internal answer for us is always, "We would love to. It costs so much money and so much time, and there's just no feasible way unless one of you is like, a billionaire and just wants to put a bunch of money in our pocket to play with dolls again. We'll do that."
Leave a comment on this episode if you're a billionaire. If you're a fan of the show. No, I mean, basically, me and Carl have been talking about MPGIS lately. We wanted to revisit it, and we're not sure what can come next. If you guys have followed us on all our social medias, then you're seeing we're starting to post a bunch of shorts of the seasons and shows. And, we just kind of thought, look, we want to revisit everything and go through it. And we thought, well, if we're going to do that, maybe we can bring the audience along. So we thought we'd do like a fun podcast where we're going to, throughout this podcast, in every episode, we're going to watch the entire show. And as we're watching the show, we're going to be talking about it, what happened, behind the scenes, making of elements, as well as just what could happen next. How does Most Popular Girls in School, what is there another era of it? What does it look like? As far as being a stop motion show with Barbies on YouTube, that's a tough one because the way YouTube monetizes now, it can't pay for itself, obviously. And me and Carlo no longer have a stop motion studio like we once did. The pandemic time and life took care of that. And so doing it that way is going to be a pretty hard lift, but maybe there's another way of doing it. So if there is more MPGIS, it's maybe going to come in a different form. We don't know, but we figured while we're kind of figuring things out and revisiting the show, why not have you guys along for the ride?
Yeah, I think also before the questions start flying of like, why don't you guys pitch it as a TV series? We have tried.
For the love of God,
we went down that road a bunch of times.
Send your letters to Jim Hollywood and say, "What the fuck, bro?"
Exactly.
It wasn't us.
Yep. So not for lack of trying, and like we said, we would love nothing more than to just make like 20 more seasons of this show and just have that be the thing that we get to do on a day-to-day basis. But because we can't do that, we figured let's hop on some microphones and talk about the episodes that we made. Mark and I are both like, we're going to be honest in the stories that come out of this of like, it was not all us just like going in and being like, we get to play with dolls again. Like it was a lot of hard work and there were a lot of hiccups along the way, a lot of learning lessons. And so we want to like walk through every element of that, of give you the full look at what it was like making this crazy YouTube series that we figured was going to be one video, like 10-15 years ago that 10 people were going to watch, and then we would just be on to another sketch, and lo and behold, it became our lives for the better chunk of like our 20s and 30s.
Much better chunk, yeah.
Yeah. So walk through that and see what was funny, see what still lands with us, because like, you know, there's stuff that we made so long ago that I still will sit back and watch and be like, all right, we did pretty good there. That was pretty fun. That was some good stuff.
I've been cutting the shorts we've been posting on social media, and every now and then I'm going through stuff, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this. And then I'm like, oh, that's funny as shit. That is goddamn funny. That does not get enough credit. Right. I'm excited to visit that.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you know, we'll have guests on the show, like other characters from the show, different voice actors and stuff, and, you know, especially on fun episodes that feature them, and, you know, get to explore that too.
Yeah, the idea behind this is we would like to, you know, have episodes with each member of the cast talking about like what their involvement was, how they came to their character, what the experience was for them.
So, Carlo, we in this episode we're going to be talking about episodes 1 and 2. But
whoa! Why are we talking? I'm shocked. I was prepared for 27 and 42.
I'm going to be very honest with you. Your bits are not gonna. This will not have many episodes if we're gonna be doing constant shit bits. Okay, we're not doing an intro to like a 15-second post-credit YouTube video. Okay, this is a full-on podcast, and you sound like an ass.
This is the show. This is the show.
This is what it's gonna be. Yeah. Oh man. So anyway, we're talking about those episodes, but did we want to, you know, catch people up? It's been 7 years since we've made MPGiS stuff.
Yeah,
quarantine time, maybe.
I think so. Yeah. 6 years since it's 2026, right? I don't know. I have kids. Yeah. I've lost all track of how long anything is.
Carlo is married with children.
Yeah,
multiple children.
I have 2 children.
Cranking them out.
I think the funniest thing is I always know Mark's wedding anniversary because I met my wife at Mark's wedding. I don't know how publicly that story's been told.
I really hope we get to that video in this podcast. Right? If you want to talk about some behind the scenes, I got a real fun video of Carlo when he got shit-faced and met his future wife.
We have a wonderful video of our first kiss that was creepily recorded by one of our animators at Mark's wedding.
Okay, you want to call that a kiss. Your first third base is what seemed like it got crazy. People had to leave the building because of these two.
But yeah, I met my wife at Mark's wedding. I now have 2 children. We're old, and yeah. So it's been a long time since we were playing with dolls. But I always know the day that I met my wife, October 15th, is also Mark's wedding anniversary.
Yep.
So we are bonded for life, unfortunately, you and I.
Spoiler alert, I got married just so Carlo could meet somebody. And I'm still married, pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
Didn't get divorced. You know, came close. In fact, me and Courtney figured out that like we started dating almost within a month or two of episode 1.
Yep. I remember that. You were walking with a team at the time?
On. Yeah, I mean, I had an ankle injury at the time, but like it's so crazy when you posted that little email from me being like, "Hey, I have an idea for a video about Barbies." Yeah. That was almost, I think, 2 months before I had one of the first day with my wife. So she's been with me for the entire journey. And early on, it was not easy to explain because it was not famous or popular early on.
Nope.
I even shot an episode in her kitchen once because I was staying at her house for like the weekend, and I was like, I got to shoot this episode. I have Barbie dolls. I'm just going to need you to give me some space. And I'm sure it took a lot of faith for her to stick with me after that.
Yeah, I mean, the first few episodes, I remember you just like traveling all over LA, posting up on different people's dining room tables to shoot.
Well, the first episode was filmed in my buddy's apartment because I lived in a box. I lived in a shoebox. I had no room for any sort of set, so I literally shot episode 1 on my buddy AJ's dining room table. And it took I think it took a month. To make that first video, which is very upsetting because when you see that video, you go, it looks like it took a week. Or I'm sorry, it looks like it took an hour.
It's like that. It's like that episode of Parks and Rec where he's sitting there like making stop motion for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then presses play, and he's like, "Oh, it's 6 seconds."
I've never related to a clip of media more in my life than that clip from Parks and Rec. I mean, I know that's probably, I think a lot of people thought that was funny. To me, I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's really,
When he presses play
truth.
and all that happens is just a guy stands up and goes, "That's it?" I'm like, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Well, should we watch the first episode, and then we can talk about the whole process of how you did that by hand and everything?
Yeah. We can do it. Yeah. So we'll watch the first episode, and then we will deep dive. Episode 1 of the most popular girls in school. Do you know when this aired? Do you know the year?
So the first video came out, it was like October 2011. 2011. And then we didn't start our own channel till like May 2012.
The world was so sweet and innocent.
Yep.
All right, episode 1. Here we go.
Well, then I was all like, no. And then you were like, you are. And then he was all like, no, but then you are. And then I was all like, I kind of am. So
Oh, man. We got to talk about Garrett being Trisha.
So
how that was
good.
an accident.
So pretty.
You really are.
These are 99-cent store dolls that I bought for $1 a piece. They had 3 dolls with 3 different hair colors.
And that was perfect.
Excuse
That
me?
was exactly what we needed.
Hello.
That's all I needed.
What?
Who the fuck are you?
Who the
I
fuck
think
are
these are also...
asked you
Is
first.
this the only episode that these bodies are used? Did we swap them out for
Yeah,
episode
we
3?
swapped them out pretty quick. They might have been used in 3, but that would have been it.
Who?
And like,
Yeah.
and the stands that you used were styrofoam cups, right?
Yeah, I just literally stuck their legs into a styrofoam cup under their dress. Or styrofoam
Actually,
cups.
Dorian isn't even in charge of the door.
So, Deandra.
I just want to like.
Yeah, Carlo. Ashley Cacciadorian wasn't in charge of the door.
She wasn't in
We'll talk
charge
about
of the
that
door.
mistake
Yeah.
later, too. How we fucked it up. And it turned into the greatest twist in the entire show.
The amount of different times we had to like rewatch and be like, okay, here's how this hierarchy works.
I already know all those things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I also like that their hairs are all being held up by little yellow rubber bands
Yeah.
that just came with the dolls.
And also that they all
shit.
still have like all of their hair.
Are you, Deandra?
Right.
Like look at Mackenzie, that full head of hair before she started falling out.
Fuck is that?
North
Luscious.
Topeka, west of the 71.
Deandra has by far the best dress. That's why we let her keep her
Oh
dress.
yeah, exactly.
Overland.
Mackenzie's is just
Work around here in
nothing.
Overland Park.
Really?
Yeah, Stephen Carmichael told me all about it.
Is Jenna Durbin sick? Does she have mono? I feel like her dad might have died.
What the fuck are you doing?
love
talking
Garrett's
I don't even think
performances
these heads. See, these heads couldn't even tilt, which would be the later. They just
Right,
could
you get this and this and
twist
this.
away from each other. So they're just constantly shaking their head.
Okay, Deandra, just what the fuck do you want?
I want to poop here. Whenever I want.
I feel like that's the
And the
moment
world
where,
was never the same.
exactly that's the moment where you go like, oh, that's what this show is. Okay.
I do not like you.
I feel indifferent towards you.
I'll be watching you.
I feel like when I wrote this sketch originally, it was like it was at a time when I finally like got over myself as a writer. It was just like, I just like poop jokes. Let me just write fucking poop jokes.
I don't know what that sound is. Is that supposed to be a fart?
I think so. There you go. That was
Episode
one. Woo!
Whoa.
We did it.
By still to this day and probably forever the most watched video for MPGIS.
Yeah, that's always one of the most interesting things about our show and our channel is when you think about like most other YouTube channels that got popular, their most popular video is going to be like, you know, some random viral thing that they did or some our popular, it's always episode 1 is the most popular, and then
Right.
it kind of goes down from there.
All right, so let's get into the dumpster fire that was making episode 1.
Oh my god, yes.
And how close episode 1 came to never seeing the light of day.
That's
if
very
I'd had
true.
my way, none of this would have happened. What a fucking idiot I was.
So this originally started, so I was in a sketch group in LA with a bunch of people who ended up being voices on the show, with Garrett, with Delman, a bunch of people. And we had a monthly show at a theater that no longer exists called IO West, which is Improv Olympic.
Because you guys were so bad.
We were so bad, they shut the whole thing down. This was one sketch with me and Drag playing Deandra. It was basically, I think it was word for word what the first episode was.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
At
And
first, we didn't ad lib until like episode 2. We started. To
Yeah,
ad-lib.
and it was called Bathroom Hierarchy. Was the original title for the sketch. Not as good as Most Popular Girls in School.
Was that just the name of the first episode? The Most Popular Girls in School.
Yeah.
That's just what we called the video.
That's what we called it.
Okay.
Because the idea then was going to be episode 2 was going to be the most popular couple in school.
Oh, that's right.
And then episode 3 was
right.
like the most popular girls in the mall.
Right.
Yeah.
Which never happened.
Yeah.
That turned into season 2.
Exactly. And so you were at our show at I.O., saw that sketch, and then sent me the now infamous email of, hey, man, what would you think about doing that with Barbies?
Well, yeah, I had thought I wanted to do an animated video of some kind because all of the sketches we were doing looked shitty because it's just so hard to do live action stuff that looks good. And I was like, if I can do animation, it doesn't have to look too good. Now, I didn't know it was going to look this shitty. I had bigger aspirations. But yeah, when I saw your sketch, it literally was the exact script of episode 1, just on stage, performed live. And it was just so, I don't know why it's so funny to me. I think just the way that they name their full names of all the other characters, as if like everyone knows all these people, but there are multiple Ashleys in the school, so you always
The full name.
Yeah, exactly. And then also just the extreme harshness was very, very funny. I don't even think I thought the poop stuff was funny. I thought the who the fuck are you thing was funny. That's probably the difference in our humor. It was like the poop stuff's funny for you, the cursing is funny
Right,
for me.
exactly.
So if something really wild and crazy happens in the show, probably Carlo. If something really offensive and awful happens, probably Mark.
There you go. Exactly. Well, and I think it's worth kind of setting the stage, like where content was at the time of like there was no TikTok, there was Instagram. You couldn't do video.
There was. Oh yeah, maybe there's Instagram.
Like that was when Instagram had like the Polaroid logo.
Mm-hmm.
But like at the time, like every sketch group and every improv group, we would just shoot as many sketches as we could and upload them to YouTube and upload them to Funny or Die. Which
right, Funny or Die was like the big thing. That was the big thing.
Was anytime like somebody you knew got on the front page of Funny or Die, it was like, oh, they made it. It earns you no money. It did nothing, but that was always the goal for every sketch group. And I remember like when we started working together, yeah, this was the first thing that we actually like really worked on together. But you were gold to all like there was a bunch of us who could write and perform, but you were the one person who could write, perform, and also shoot and edit. And so we were always like beholden to you, like, Mark, do you want to shoot another one of our sketches?
Well, and I rarely really wrote anything, and I certainly didn't act in too much. Because I like to do behind the camera stuff and editing and things like that. And with this, like you wrote the first 3 episodes, and I really only helped start writing episode 4 because of the character of Than.
Right.
Because I had just figured him out. The rest is history. Yeah, and so I hit you guys up and was like, look, all you guys have to do is record your voices, and then I should be able to just figure the rest out. And then we go to record the voices, and the girl who played Trisha, because originally there was a girl playing Trisha, and you were the person playing Deandra, and the girl who played Trisha just couldn't make it to the recording. We were just all there. We had microphones. A buddy of ours had a podcast, and so we all went to record. They weren't there, and Garrett just happened to be with us.
Yeah, I think like Garrett was either I don't know if he was just hanging out with us or if like he came to help or whatever. Like because it was like with our sketch group.
Yeah, I think he just came probably just to be around and hang out.
Yeah.
And then we were like, I don't even know if originally we we're like, Garrett, you just play Trisha. Or if we're like, Garrett, just record audio, and then we'll record the girl later. Because he doesn't do anything with his voice. Exactly. He doesn't
It's the magic of voice. Trisha.
Yeah, Trisha is just Garrett Mendez's voice. It's like Meg. How it's just her voice. So I'm listening to it, and I'm like, is he even pretending? Or he may have just been laying down a temp track.
He might have been, especially because like Garrett is really good with voices. Like Garrett can do characters, right?
Garrett's an incredible actor, and it's like, I think he just, and I think we just kept it because I was like, it's pretty funny.
Like, this is so
it
good.
sounds fine. Yeah, you sound like an idiot.
Especially then you got the Deandra voice, just like which is just a whole big pile of nothing.
Right. Well, exactly. Well, I would later come to find out all your voices are just a big.
They're all the same. They are all just variations on something. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you telling me the other day when you were like doing captions for the social media videos?
Dude, doing captions on our videos is a fucking nightmare because Deandra, Blaine, Rachel, all your characters, AI has no idea what you're saying.
That's right, baby. We're future proof.
Blaine just starts going like, and it's like, I don't know, dude. That and all of the names. Like, it hates all the names we've chosen. And, of course, all the names proper spelling are all misspelled because I spelled them originally. So they're all... Brittany Matthews is spelled Brittany Matthews.
Yeah. But like, and like the original synthesis for the idea, even like the idea of the sketch, like it started because one of our friends once told me like, hey, it's funny when you do that dumb girl voice that you do in sketches sometimes. You should write a sketch doing that voice. I was like, okay.
Moving into, we record the voices. I do the audio. I start building the set. I did no learning about stop motion at all. I just figured I'll just wing it. I literally just started like taking photos with the camera and pressing capture and then would upload those photos and be like, I thought I recorded like, I don't know, 10 seconds of dialogue and then I'd export it out and it'd just go, I was like, oh, no, it's I have to like do incredibly long holds.
Well, again, this is like pre-TikTok, like really before anybody figured out you could put like tutorials on YouTube. Like YouTube had a cap on how long videos could be at that point. Like, it's not like there were a bunch of YouTube videos that you could go and watch of like, oh, here's how to do basic stop motion. Like, none of that existed.
That's also just my dumb ass. I'm just like, I'll figure it out. Like, of course there are applications to help you do stop motion. Like, of course there were. And I never looked for any of them.
Well, that's probably...
Clearly. But I also originally obviously planned to do lip syncing. Mm-hmm. I planned to have lips, and my idea was I was just going to have like a superimposed digital mouth. And I did do a test of it. I have it somewhere.
Who the fuck let you in here? This is my bathroom, this is my school, and this is me telling you that you need to learn your place.
But it looked
If you want to have a nightmare tonight, watch that video.
Exactly. It would have looked like it would have looked like worse than Robot Chicken. It would have looked like those old Conan O'Brien sketches where like they
where you put the little mouth in there, yeah.
Yeah. It would have looked absolutely terrible. And I just kind of was like, oh, that's not going to work. So then I just started animating it without that, not realizing that would be a huge time saver in the future. I mean, I don't even know if we would have been able to make more episodes if we had to do that every time.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. That's the style that developed from that one thing of no lip sync, no walking. Who've watched Most Popular Girls in school don't even realize, like, oh, yeah, the characters never walk. They just slide.
Well... Yeah, no, exactly. They slide and they turn.
Yep.
Well, another funny thing you can tell if you rewatch that episode, in fact, I think I can even bring it up here and I'll just point it out and show you. Mackenzie's a little bit shorter than Trisha. Mm-hmm. Mackenzie's a little bit shorter than everyone in these episodes. And that is because when I first got the dolls, their feet are arched, so they're on their toes. Like little shoes, and they can't stand on their own, you know. So because they're in constant heel mode, you know, because of the patriarchy.
Fucking patriarchy. Man.
Yeah, exactly. But because I couldn't make them stand, you know, I tried to glue them to something that couldn't get them to hold up. So what I thought was a smart idea was, oh, I'll cut their feet off, and then it'll just have flat nubs on their ankles. So I cut Mackenzie's feet off. And then I realized that's a really bad idea because that didn't help at all. So then I figured out the cup thing. So Mackenzie's shorter because she has no feet. So she ends up being one of the tallest characters because then when we got her new body, we gave her a neck that's about twice as long as everyone else's. But
I think at some point Shay comments on it, right?
Yeah, exactly. In this episode, she's super short because she currently has no feet.
Yeah, pay no attention to the heights. They vary wildly throughout the series.
It took me about a month, maybe even longer, to film the whole first episode. That 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes of just not great animation, to say the least. And the reason, I mean, this is really a travesty and a shame. So it's in super low quality. The uploaded video, the only video that exists, is very low quality. And the reason for that is because when I made it, when you do stop motion, you're taking photos, super high quality photos. So I could have exported it out at 4K probably. I could export it out at least 1080. But what the video that you see on the internet is the video that I sent to Carlo, because I made it and then I was like, hey, so I believe that's the email you got to find, by the way. Find the email where I go, here it is. I fucked it up.
Fucked up, man.
Like,
I'm sorry.
I literally was like, this is shit. It's not good. I fucked it. It's sorry. And I said, well, I'll just give it to you. So I sent Carlo the this low resolution version. And then I was so angry at myself and so disappointed, I deleted everything. I deleted all the files. I deleted the final video, the high-res version, all gone to the world.
Because who was going to watch it?
Well, I was just like, this is shit. This is bad. No one's going to like this. And so I sent it to you out of a courtesy.
Yeah, literally it was like, here, if you want it for your reel or whatever. Like,
right, exactly. And you were smart enough to go, let's put it on the internet. Let's see what happens.
That was my mindset always, was like, we have a video we can upload. At this point, nobody's going to watch it. Who cares?
I hated it. I thought it was and that's, I mean, the biggest lesson I've ever learned in my life, and the lesson I always tell people. Anyone goes like, what's something you've learned in life? That's it. Like, I doubted myself. I thought it was horrible. I thought it was, no one will ever like this. And I could have, it's because you posted it, it changed my entire life, changed our career. Right. And I could have destroyed and ended my career right then and there just because I didn't believe in it, didn't believe in myself, and it didn't meet my standards. I would later come to find out nothing I make will ever meet my standards. I will always be a little disappointed, and that's part of life. That's part of the
process. Yeah, and I think, like, when we first put it out, we got really excited because, like, it pretty quickly became a video that had more views than anything else we had made. But that was like that was having like 10,000 views after like a few weeks or something.
Anything more than 100 was incredible. Yeah, because that just meant someone other than our friends and family were watching it.
Yeah, and so we would track. We would like have like a big email chain of everybody that was in the video or like tangentially related to us or our groups. Be like, guys, it just hit this. Oh, it just got shared here. Here's the link. It just got shared here. Like, yeah. Like,
it's on this blog. It's on this blog.
Go upvote it. Yeah. So like, the response was overwhelming to us at the time, but like looking back, it was a drop in the bucket, and not the type of it's not like immediately we were like, all right, well, this is our lives now. And I think after
we
that,
should try another one.
Yeah, and it took a little convincing for you to agree to try another one after the first one.
Fuck yeah. Like, fucking took me a month, and it was awful. Exactly. It was so much of my life. The idea of doing another one was like, yeah, I remember everyone, well, this is probably pretty true for most things. Like, everyone else was super gung-ho. Like, let's do another. And I'm like, let's? What do you mean let's? You guys came in for an hour and said something to microphones, and then I spent a month of my life crying and tearing my hair out. And you guys were like, come on, let's do more.
I think I was because I had seen you animating pieces of it. I was the only one who was like, do you wanna maybe perhaps?
Well,
have you recharged your batteries yet?
I don't know when you'd written the next episode, because I'm sure you wrote the next episode and then probably were like, here's what I'm thinking. Yeah. And the next episode, which is, over 4 minutes long. Right. I was like, fuck that. That's even longer. Like, this is going
Welcome to our working relationship forever. I'm like, Carlo, how much did you fucking write here? What are you thinking?
Yeah. We can't have that happen. Ours going to be to animate that
shit.
Yeah,
but what if we did?
Yeah, but what if they had a flash mob?
Yeah.
So I think this next episode, when we got starting ready for episode 2, the idea was like, all right, well, people are going to help out. We're gonna pitch in now. And in fact, I shot episode 2 at your apartment.
Right. I remember. I specifically remember it was like around Christmas time, because there was one night where I was like, hey man, you feel free to keep working, but I'm gonna go to bed, okay?
That's right. That's right. I would just be at your house in the middle of the night, and you had a room like Garrett would be walking by, like, "What's up, bro? You going out? Cool. No, I'm gonna sit here and take more pictures."
Yeah.
Because I was like, my best friend has kicked me out of his apartment.
Yeah, he was like, "You're not recording another
use
one."
My house again. Yeah. And so I believe for this episode is, Brittany, Blaine, Cezanne, Rachel. And I believe what happened was I was like, well, I bought all 3 dolls from the 99-cent store. Yep. And they don't have any more. They only had 3, and that's it. So, and we still couldn't afford Barbies.
Yeah. We could afford one for this one.
I believe we bought Brittany.
We bought Brittany. Because
Brittany was like an official, because we needed like a cheerleader.
That was the thing. We needed her to be in the cheerleader outfit, and that was the only way that we could get a cheerleader outfit was to buy the Barbie.
The rest of the characters, if I'm not mistaken, came out of a paper bag full of Barbie dolls that one of our friend had.
Yes. No, Blaine was also a purchase. I think because he was on sale.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. With his shark tooth necklace and his little tank top.
And but I don't think we didn't buy Rachel because Rachel's like a Little Mermaid doll.
She's like baby Little Mermaid.
Yeah, she was like in a little short. Yeah, we were like, what if we use this? She looks like a fucking train wreck. I think we just like had the doll and we're like, as soon as you put glasses on, we're like, yep, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, because we tried like a bunch of different like Rachel Tyson dolls. And we were like, who could this possibly be? And so we just had like a Trader Joe's bag full of dolls that like...
Yeah, somebody just brought, like, I have a bunch of Barbies, and they brought them over. And
one of the girls in our sketch group, like, just had a bunch of Barbies, and she was like, here you go.
And Cezanne was just I think Cezanne is a Belle doll.
I think so, yeah. She's a Belle doll, and what had originally happened was when we bought Blaine and Brittany, I also bought a Bratz doll.
Oh, right.
Because we were like, we don't know what the visual look of the show
Bratz
is.
Doll or something.
It was a Bratz, and that was Cezanne's outfit came off of that Bratz doll. Like I think it was like a Christmas French something like Bratz doll. And then we put them next to each other, and like the Bratz doll had this giant head, and we were like, all right, this is not going to work. But what if we took this out because we needed a beret because we knew she was French.
Yeah, it was just the hat. Yeah.
So we had to like that. That's the humor of this show is she's French. She has to have a fucking beret.
Yeah, we're not pulling any punches here, guys.
Come on,
their
guys.
faces aren't moving. We need to telegraph some information here.
Brittany's a cheerleader. She has to be a cheerleader. We're just going to go ahead and put a park sign. We're going to hand draw a park sign and super glue it to her chest.
I love later in season 3, I think it gets addressed, obviously, because we changed the outfits in season 3, where someone's like, is your outfit just a cheerleading outfit with the word park glued over something else? And it's like, yes, it is. And it's like, why would it just say park? You're Overland Park. Why wouldn't it say Overland or something else? And it was like, well, clearly we couldn't fit Overland in our Sharpie that we were writing with.
The big silver Sharpie.
We were also unaware we'd be making more. We thought we were just going to do just this outfit. We didn't know we have to make a whole line of shitty park cheer outfits.
This is good. We're gonna have to figure out how to create an entire merch line.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So she has that on, and then like Rachel has on like that little troll outfit.
And then when we went in, we can just jump in and watch this one, and then we'll recap on that. So, all right. So now we're going to go into episode 2, which I believe is called French Class now. Originally, it was called The Most Popular Couple in School. Mm-hmm. When we thought this was going to be an anthology series, we didn't have a plan for these characters to be interacting. We just thought, each episode's a new group of awful, terrible people.
Yeah, it was basically just like a series of sketches.
So then he was all like, give me a lap. And then I was all like, hey, coach, why don't you give me a lap? And then he was all like, you know what, Blaine? I respect you.
Was it slutty of me that I gave you a
ridiculous
hand job
dialogue.
last night?
Hello, Blaine. Hello, Brittany.
Hello, Cezanne Marguerite.
Brittany, do you have an extra, how do you say?
I mean,
Why do you
that
say how to
outfit
say
looks like it
words
fits
you clearly
Cezanne.
know how to
Oh, yeah.
say?
Eventually.
It's also
Jennifer McMiniman says
clearly a
you
Bratz doll, because no Barbie would be dressed as scantily.
No, of course not.
I saw you in your American football game on Friday. You were magnifique.
A lot of people ask, why is Batman on the locker?
Right.
We had no idea he'd still be popular.
It was
What
Twilight.
an
It was really big at the
character.
time.
that you're not from France, but instead you're from Montreal.
This is not true. Jennifer McMinimin.
God, so shaky every time I touch the camera because I'm literally hand pressing the buttons down.
Yeah, like it wasn't for a few episodes that you figured out. Oh, you can get a remote.
She's so
Yeah.
from Montreal.
You get a remote to
And
push
he's
the
gotten
button.
slightly better.
Do you think
Yep.
you could give me another hand job tonight?
I guess.
Oh, sweet.
But in exchange for that, you have to watch a whole episode of Glee with me. Yay, Glee.
I just realized.
Yeah, this really puts your time in place when it's like Glee and Gossip Girl were
never
top of the
was. So I
zeitgeist.
came back to get it. How do you say now?
Now! That's exactly how you say now, Cesar Marguerite, which you clearly know how to say because you just
Lily
said it.
Vonnegut has the greatest bitch voice of all time. I mean, it's just everything she says. It sounds like I know this person.
Yeah, it's and like the idea of Brittany is just like she has the
I should go to chemistry
simplest,
class.
easiest life, but
Never
is
had
stressed
my
out by everything.
I feel like early on, this episode had the most like
If I watch an
gifts and
episode of
memes.
Glee
Oh,
and
100%,
an
yeah.
episode of Gossip Girl, can I
Brittany,
get a
because this
blowjob
is a
instead?
classic
What?
Barbie look,
That's
and
not
then
even a fair
the stuff she
trade. You like
says.
Gossip Girl.
What? Huh? That's not true.
Yes, it is. The only person that likes Gossip Girl more than you is fucking Rachel Tice.
This when I first heard Carlo record this voice, I was like, "That's Carlo. That's nothing.
What are you
That's not a
doing?
real voice. Yeah, do something real."
Because we had so many people. Like I was not the first choice for this character, and she's wearing. I
Still
think.
not, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. She's wearing the board shorts that Blaine originally came with.
Gossip Girl is a good show.
That's why her shorts are so big and baggy.
Anymore.
I thought that it was third period, so I got my chemistry book out of my.
In all of these
This is,
books,
But then
Andrew
when I got to my
Delman. I don't
chemistry
remember how
class,
we picked
and Mr.
Delman to do this.
Reloso
Maybe
said
because
to me,
he
"Cesar
had a
Marguerite,
hilarious
it
French
is not
accent
third
for
yep,
period,
exactly.
nor
Well,
was it
and
third
like
period." So
Delman
now
was
I
one
have to
person who
go
like
to
we
my
were like
locker,
we will make a character for you. We will find we will
Yeah.
find a character for you to voice it.
yeah, this is when it became like, okay, let's do something fun with all of our friends.
Exactly.
Do you want to go out on a date?
What?
Oh, are you suggesting a how you say ménage à trois?
Really? You're really asking her to say menage a trois? It's a fucking French word, you little bitch.
Actually,
That
I
was
feel-
the most animation I'd ever done.
I was
That
gonna say
Herbie
we were
trying to
s-
fight.
We were so excited when you showed
remember
me that. I was
showing
like,
that.
Oh
Yeah.
god damn man, we
Like,
did it!
check this out,
Fucking
dude.
killed it, bro.
Aliens.
No, the people that invented the French kiss.
And then this form of kissing, the way we recorded
Yeah.
like kissing, that's how we anytime anyone kissed, that is exactly how we always did it. It's just like, all right, go for it.
Better than some second-rate
Blaine's hair
Mandela.
just
Who the fuck
horribly
said my
fucked
hands
up.
are second rate?
And I remember like
Everyone from which
I think it was when we were recording
side,
Dr. Havoc
you
and we
know,
had
my
an
book
actress come
Andrew
in
McGee,
and we were like, okay, so you're gonna do a kissing scene with Dr. Havoc, so you guys are gonna do some make out and just like make out signs. And she was like, what?
When I get to
We're like, yeah, I just like make gross make out signs. She's like, I don't know about that.
Go. You are naughty. No.
And then this whole exchange,
I remember you and Delman doing this.
it was all just improv, and that was when we started riffing.
Marguerite?
Yeah, it's
I do
Delman.
not just give hand jobs. I also let boys fuck me in my butthole. Okay? Not my growler, but my butthole.
That little arm movement like became very iconic.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she can actually move her
Yeah,
arm.
she can do her,
in front and
her
back.
elbows.
it's a growler.
Now, I remember like us going back and forth on like what should the euphemism be for her vagina, and I like I was like researching like what's different slang for vagina, because like we had to do something. I knew I had to do like something creative, and I think growler is like a British slang.
Oh, it's a real one? I thought
yeah.
you just made it up. I
No,
thought it
like
was-
no, I was like looking through Wikipedia, being like, all right, what's this? Because it had to be gross, but also the right kind of gross.
Right. It's a funny thing. When we got these dolls and stuff, like all, up until this point, no character could bend their arms, and no character could actually bend their legs either. And Brittany is the first character who could do that. Even Cezanne and Blaine can't bend their arms.
Oh yeah.
They're still, and so like, I was like, oh cool, we can do more with Brittany. But then I was also like, fuck, now we have to do more because now it looks weird. Like it makes sense that Blaine's not going to be like the entire time,
Exactly.
but Brittany can like do stuff and be crazy. And I'm like, oh, this takes fucking forever. And then later, of course, we ended up swapping out everyone's body so that we could get more, except for Trisha.
Yeah, Trisha stayed the same always.
stayed the same, which
Yep.
resulted in one of my favorite jokes of the entire season.
Yep.
Season
5. Yeah,
Season
season 5.
She's on the phone.
She's on the phone, and Shay's complaining about Trisha, and she's like, Trisha can't even bend her fucking arms. And Trisha's on the phone going, Mom!
Mom! I can't hear you, Mom! Oh, so good. We'll get there in like, I don't know, 6 months worth of episodes.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like watching that episode back, like, so that was the introduction of both Lily and Delman into the cast, and they both ended up doing a bunch of voices. Like when we came up with the character of Brittany, like it was like we went to Lily and we're like, you should do this voice. I think you would kill this.
Yeah, no, she was. I mean, her cursing and stuff is so funny. And then, in fact, this is also the first episode we kind of started getting comfortable and playing around. Like, the first episode is word for word what your script was. We didn't change anything. It was just exactly that. This one, we started to mess around a little bit because it was, like, I remember we added the line in the recording of, God, I want to fucking murder you.
That was you, and that was, like, the moment where I was like, I can fucking work with this guy.
Where
I was like, that's gold. Like, you came up with that. And like, because like the way we were writing was I would write a script and then bring it to you, and you give me thoughts and notes and kick stuff in. But I remember that was like one of your first suggestions. Like, what if like she just like leans over and goes, "God, I want to fucking murder you," because it's such a it's such a cut, like it's such a stop moment.
Well, it's so
where
cold
she just calls
and
it out.
Terrifying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and it also is like, I mean, this show will. I mean, there's gonna be so many moments if we're going through all the episodes. We talk about how like the actors wrote those lines.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That was not in the script, because the best thing, and this is something me and you like to do the most, is if somebody gets the character, if they are the character, then all these other things start to come out in them. So when I heard Lily doing Brittany, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Like, I didn't, reading it, it just seemed like, okay, it's an angry bitchy girl. Now I'm seeing this person, like how angry and just, how upset she is. Like,
there's violence in her voice.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, it's a fucking French word, you little bitch. It doesn't necessarily mean she's running to beat the shit out of her, but it's just like, you can hear in Brittany's voice, she is violent. So I'm like, what if you just like stone cold were like, God, I want to fucking murder you. Like showed like you're like a complete psychopath. Which is certainly a humor I think is funny.
Exactly.
And then that was cool as that became a really popular thing, which is, always a nice, it's really fun that, and somewhat insulting as writers, that some of the most famous bits are things that just in the moment we thought of and were like, try this, or that the actor themselves just spat out.
Yeah, exactly. Because God, I want to fucking murder you.
I've ever heard.
It's probably like one of the most used GIFs. Eventually we made a mug out of it. Like I think I still have one of those mugs in my house.
I think I do too. The outline of Brittany.
Yeah, exactly. It was the hand drawing. I think we hired a fan to do like a pencil drawing of it for one of Indiegogo one year.
Yep. We did a Kickstarter. So
exactly. Yeah.
The first episode, nightmare for me. Didn't like any of it. This episode, I feel like I have a lot of fond things of like, okay, now we're starting to find something. Now I'm feeling like this is really funny and fun, and what could happen next. And then, I mean, this is the episode where basically we also really started to listen to the fans, because we started to have fans. Because, I mean, so yeah, we do this episode. So the first one's called Most Popular Girls in School. Second episode's called Most Popular Couple in School. And we're thinking anthology. We're going to have all new characters, all new things. We're going to maybe do some at the mall the next episode. But then there's comments of people who have seen them both and are like, oh, does Brittany know Mackenzie? Because Mackenzie's head cheerleader? Like, oh, are they friends? And we're like, oh. Like, there was just so much of comments like, oh, how is that connected? We're like, oh, they want it to be connected. That's interesting.
Because you notice there's no reference to Mackenzie. Nobody talks about the Van Burens. Nothing from the previous episode. It's all.
Is there even a discussion about Brittany being a cheerleader in that episode? I don't think she says it. I think she's just wearing a cheer outfit.
She's just wearing a cheer outfit.
Oh, see, that's the other thing. Yeah, we were like, what? It was the fans that were like, well, Mackenzie's head cheerleader. They're not wearing cheer outfits. They're wearing prom dresses for some reason.
Exactly.
But the fans were just like, already, this thing was starting to have like a canon. Yep. And we were like, oh, that's interesting. So that's why episode 3 is we go back, and then we tie it together by having Rachel Tice run in crying.
Yeah, exactly. Where we
and that's how we were able to.
There's the exact timeline there.
One world.
Yep.
Yeah.
which we can talk about the process of fucking casting Rachel, and like that was one where we had a bunch of people read, like it was 1 or 2 lines. So she was supposed to just exist in this episode as a one-off reference. It was a total Family Guy joke. Right.
Yeah.
Where you just throw away of like, oh, this
fucking
random
Rachel
person.
Tice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Of like, she was never supposed to show up again or be a character in this. There was no series, so obviously, and we had a bunch of people doing the voice, and the thing I kept telling them was, no, do it worse. No, it sounds too much like a voice. Do it worse.
She's a nightmare. She's an awful thing. We have to understand why we hate her.
And where I finally landed with it was like the thing in my head. Did you ever watch Homestar Runner back in the day? Like way back in the day.
A little bit, but I wasn't brought up super Christian, so no.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yes, I grew up very religious, and that is why I ended up making the pooping shit fuck Barbies show.
I just came into it naturally.
Exactly.
I have nothing to blame. I was raised with no real interesting damage.
I grew up. Anytime I cursed, my mother would tell me, "Just so you know, when you say those words, it hurts my heart."
Oh my God, you could have killed her with this show.
Yeah, seriously. but yeah, so Rachel Tice, like the original, the voice in my head I had was like there was a Homestar Runner sketch called Teen Girl Squad.
Before we shop, how about some Pan-Asian cuisine? 3 spring rolls, please.
And I was like, it's something like this. It's somewhere in here. There's like, she's vaguely like Hispanic. We don't know. But like, it makes no sense.
She is vaguely Hispanic. Yeah. Well, I just remember you doing it and me hating it instantly. And just being like, that's awful. That's nothing.
Word.
That's not a voice. And then everyone, of course, was like, that's super funny. It's funny how awful it is. And I'm like, okay. I guess that's funny.
Like,
now, what I've come to realize, and maybe the best thing that, this show taught me as a creative is I don't know everything that's funny. And not everything that's not funny to me is not funny to everyone else. Some people love things that I hate. And that's why, Carlo, you and I are such good partners, because we disagree on almost everything.
On almost everything.
We agree on a lot. That's not true. We don't agree, disagree. Exactly. But the things that we do disagree on often, especially when it comes to what's funny.
Oh, yeah.
If you think something's funny and I don't think it's funny at all, we'll do it. And sure enough, fans will love it. And I'll be like, God damn it.
Our writing process evolved to where, like, there were plenty of things where, like, one of us thought it was funny, one of us didn't, and we would just be like, you feel strong? You, I don't feel strongly about this. If you feel strongly about this, we'll do it. Or vice versa, right? Of just thinking, like, if you think this will kill, like, let's give it a shot. Like, I'm open to it about it. Like, I don't dig it, but we'll see.
In the next episode, because we've been talking plenty here, but the next episode, we should bring up is we should talk about like things or how we dealt with situations where we're like, is this too much?
Oh yeah.
Have we ever had things that we were like, this is too crazy? Because it seems like there's no rules sometimes with MPGIS, but there are things that we've come up with that been like,
that'll stay right here, be in the writer's room, and I feel like that
topic.
I feel like that's one of the questions. Like when we do interviews and stuff, that's one of the questions we get asked the most. Is like, do you guys have any lines that are too far? And it's like, yeah, but like there's no we don't have like a list of rules where it's like we can't say this, we can't do this. It's always in service of the show, and I think that would be interesting to get into to talk about like our process with that.
Speaking of which, if you've made it all the way to the end of this podcast, what are things that you'd like to see us talk more about? Next episode, we're going to roll into the next couple episodes. We'll probably end up doing maybe 2 or 3 a podcast, depending on how they go. But we'd love to know, what you guys think about this. Please leave us comments and let us know what you'd like to see more of, what you're interested in, because this is a lot of fun for us getting to finally engage with our fans again and revisiting a show that we hope has a future. We just got to figure out what that future is.
Yeah, exactly. I think, going into this, as Mark and I have been talking about it, I'm looking at the clock right now and we're at almost an hour, and we both were of the mindset I don't know, maybe we'll hit like 20, 30 minutes and we'll be like, oh, well, we kind of said everything. And I think like where we're at right now, it's like, oh, there's a lot of meat on this bone, and this is actually really fun for us to talk to each other about. Maybe it's a little bit of therapy for
exactly.
Of like, you're the only other person in the world who knows what this was.
Right. Yeah, guys, we've been through a lot, and we need to get some shit out, and that's just that's how it is. Because our wives are tired of listening to it.
They are tired of hearing about it. My son doesn't understand anything. I'm like, let me tell you about Uncle Mark.
Are you excited or nervous about him ever getting to be, when he's the age that he gets to look back and look at this, watch this stuff? Because keep in mind, he will not think it's cool.
No, absolutely not. I'm very
Cross
excited.
that off your list.
So he's 3, and I'm excited for him to see it at some point. I know he's going to see it before I want him to see it, obviously.
Sure.
But I'm excited for him to see it just because, like, it's what he does right now. It's like when he plays with his toys, he says, like, oh, I'm a bad guy. I'm a good, like that. Like,
yes, that's what all children
I never
do.
grew out of it, right? And as like, I think that'll be fun to see. But I've just shared this story with you. So the other day I was, grabbing some Most Popular Girls stuff, and I have a frame poster from like season 2 of all of the main dolls, and he comes up to me and he goes, Dad, those dolls said I wasn't allowed to play with them. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, they said I can't play with them. I was like,
they're bullying?
Yeah, like he just sensed it from a still image of like, oh, these girls suck.
Those girls don't like me.
Yeah, but so I have a giant bin that you gave me that was in storage. It's most of the characters that are up over my shoulder right now. But I grabbed a couple of those, and when he came home from preschool the other day, I was like, Bud, look, there's the Barbies came to play with you. He was so excited, and so there is a full I have officially restarted the cycle. There is another generation. My 3-year-old son is now playing with Barbies.
I mean, he's not playing with like the main characters though, right?
No, just
checking.
He's playing with backup Shay and an extra. I wasn't gonna give him Deandra and the robot arm. Come on now.
That's way too valuable. We gotta wait for that museum that's gonna be opening up in Overland Park, Kansas someday.
Yeah. Which that's one last thing I think we should touch on is from the jump, for whatever reason, we made a point of every location at the time these sketches being a real place. And when I wrote the first sketch, I have no relation to Overland Park. I literally was looking for a specific place, so I closed my eyes, pointed to a map somewhere in the middle of the US, and I was like, Overland Park, that sounds like a place. And so then anytime we would reference a place, I would just look up Overland Park and like go on like Yelp, type in Overland Park, Kansas, and look for businesses that we could reference, like Topsy's Popcorn or like the north of Topeka, west of the 71 line. Like, technically, I think all of those were at the time accurate in terms of like their directions, the fact that they existed, and so like we were very specific about making sure that all the places we referenced were real. For some reason,
I don't think I knew that Topsy's Popcorn was real.
Topsy's Popcorn was a real place, yeah. And a lot of those places, like the mall, like their Yelp pages would get firebombed by fans, true. And like like Yelp would have to like lock up a lot of those places, like comment pages, because people would just leave reviews in the world of the show.
I'm sure Pizza Street fucking hates.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure. Pizza Street, real place. But yeah,
coming soon.
Yeah, that was one commitment that we had for God knows why, but like it did add something to the show, and I know it was fun for us from a writing perspective. Like, what other ridiculous place can we find that actually exists?
I've still never been. Have you ever been anywhere near Overland Park?
Never been near Overland Park. Apparently, it's a lot bigger than I thought it was. Like we found out later, it's like a big city where a lot of rich people live, and they were like, oh no, like all
turned out to be. They're like, this is exactly what it's like here.
we were like, oh, what? Really? Okay. But yeah,
so
it's like in hindsight, if we knew this was a thing, we like being such big fans of South Park, we would not have named our main town also a park.
Right. That was the other thing I totally never figured out is like, oh, we did Overland Park and South Park is South Park. Well, like that totally looks like we're absolutely trying to do a parody or something. But
yeah,
no, just funny sounding words.
Exactly. Little did we know this would become a thing, and that literally 15 years later, we would still be talking about it.
Exactly. When we do our 100th episode of this podcast, we'll record live from Overland Park Mall.
There you go. Live from the mall.
I'm assuming if it's still there.
Look, weirder things have happened. Like this.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you guys like, subscribe, or if you're just listening to that as a podcast, hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, let us know. What else you want to know about
on all
us?
The socials at MPGIS official.
I'm pumped to go through this and revisit this show and figure out how to keep it going.
Yeah, exactly. We will also do a mailbag episode at some point, so feel free to send us your questions, especially if they are not, when are you doing another season?
Yeah, go ahead and ask that question. But
go ahead. We'll answer it again.
Yeah, we'll answer it. But think of maybe another kind of question too.
Yeah, but we are. So it's at MPGIS official on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the good stuff, and then the most popular girls on YouTube, like it's always been. But if you're listening to this, I'm guessing you're subscribed to the channel already. So love you, mean it.
Oh, we should probably end each episode by just doing the Van Buren goodbye. Ready?
Probably. All right, 1.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. No, we're counting down. We're not counting up. No one counts up. Counting up is nothing. Fucking idiot.
All right, start the count again.
You ruined the beginning and the ending.
Bye.
3. Bye. Bye, fucker.